I love this. Now, if you've ever thought about just how happy your pet makes you, then please listen up, stay with us, because it's Pride Month here, and new research has shown that members of the LGBTQ+ have found that pet ownership is a really effective way of really helping mental health. Riyadh Khalaf is a broadcaster, mental health advocate and a cat dad, and joins us live on BBC Radio Norfolk. Riyadh, it's so nice to speak with you. Is Kat with you?
Kat is with me, Anna. She's currently on my lap looking for a treat. She'll have to wait a few minutes because I'm busy talking to you. But yeah, she's helped my mental health a lot, that's for sure. Oh, I bet
there's something very special about I mean, I've let you into a little secret, Riyadh. My cat, Frenchie, she hates me. I'm sort of more of I'm more of her landlady, if you like. We've got a strange relationship.
But even though you have that relationship, I'm sure that the fact that you look after her and keep her alive and healthy gives you a bit of a reward, right?
Yeah, it does, yeah. I like her sass, you see. I'll miss it. I'll miss it when it's not there. She's very funny, though, bless her. Just talk to us about mental health. How much of an issue is it in LGBTQ+ community at the moment?
Well, it's always been an issue, but it's never always had hard figures until, recent times, and this study just adds to that. And it's 78% of the LGBTQ+ community suffer with anxiety, 64% depression, and it's no wonder really when you think of all of the hurdles that these people, including myself, have to go through just to be. I remember growing up and it was in school, it was bullying, it was trying to cloak and hide the way you talk, the way you walk, how you dressed, and it just made you kind of go inward and become this sort of silent being that was just sort of trying to survive rather than thrive in the sort of younger years when you're really just supposed to be out having a laugh, learning in school and, figuring out who you are. So, this study was commissioned by Dreamies, the cat treats brand, and they asked 1,000 people from the community, and it's sad that these figures are still there in 2022, but it's amazing to see how pets can help with all of these issues. And I got my cat just simply for a little bit of company. And she has done so much more than that for me in the 3 years. And I didn't even know that something like a pandemic was going to come along. And when it did, I thought, wow, I'm so lucky to have this little fur baby here to kind of distract me and even sense when I'm feeling a bit down. I don't know if your Sassatron does it, but she jumps up on my lap and kind of gives me a cuddle when I'm feeling a bit low.
No, she doesn't. She just looks at me in the corner and says, sort yourself out. She's horrible. I've got a much friendlier dog, though, Riyadh. A much friendlier dog who would definitely just pick up on any... Yeah, it does.
Do you know what it is, though? When I first got Claire is her name. Don't ask why, but Claire is her name. And when I first got her, I thought, I'm going to make you the most cuddly, codependent cat where we need each other just as much, and just drowned her in cuddles. And now we have this bond where I just give her a look and she knows it's huggy time. Like we sleep together. I don't know if that's weird, but yeah, it's great.
I think that's really lovely. And what is it exactly about? Is it the lack of judgment from a cat and a dog? Is it, they love you for you?
I think you've nailed it. I think this community in particular move through life, childhood, adolescence, adulthood, with the sense that the world at large is in some way judging them. Even if they're around people that love them and care for them and aren't judging them, there's always that sort of sense of vigilance that you carry. every day, and it's extremely tiring. And the vigilance comes from a fear of being attacked verbally or physically, a fear of losing a work opportunity, or even a romantic opportunity, because there's even homophobia and queerphobia in the community itself. And then when you bring an animal into the mix, it's, you know for a fact they don't have any of that judgment in them. All they want is love, affection, food and water. And you know, and so you walk into your house and it's the first thing that greets you is a meow or a woof. And, you know, I just came back from a trip. I was in the States, and the joy that was brought into my heart when I walked into the door, and she was just all over me, and I thought, really
no one greets you like your pets. No one, well, apart from mine, obviously. But she's like, "Oh, you're back, are you? Oh, right, okay, madam." Just horrible. I mean, but I'm interested, Riyadh, in whether you think this is changing, because pets can't go, as lovely as pets are, pets can't go on being the solution to not being judged as a person, for an individual, whatever your walk of life. I wonder if whether you're seeing that change, or whether, if you've had that hard time growing up, whether that will always be with you, and perhaps it's the next generation of confident, non-judged people that are gonna win, I guess, I hope.
Well, I always say that it's a myriad of things that will help us kind of move beyond this and help us. So I think pets are a big part of it for the community, but also therapy, access to therapy. Sometimes it might even be medication if it's needed in a particular time. But a society at large is I think, the biggest part in that, and how it is changing. And I am glad to say that, you know, as a 31-year-old, the difference I've seen from, you know, when I was 15, 16 till now is vast. And that is partly because of changes in legislation. Because if we have changes at the top where, you know, the government and the world we live in is saying that these people are equal, then everything else sort of follows suit. The bullying or the attacks that happen against the community are less validated because they're not seen as other or different. And I do a lot of work in schools around the country. I work with the One Show a lot, and we recently went to a school in North Devon to look at youth mental health. And it actually made me emotional to see how aware and kind and empathetic these kids are. And they have rainbow flags all over the school, and they're talking about Pride Month, but they're also talking about, you know, religion, world religions, and the fact that, you know, these kinds of conversations can coexist in an open, friendly, harmonious environment. It will make these kids grow up to be very, very well-rounded, I think, kind
Will
adults.
make the world a kinder place, and that's certainly
Totally,
what we need.
absolutely.
Oh, Riyadh, it's been a joy speaking with you, and do give Claire a cuddle and a treat from me.
Yeah, and give your Sassatron one from me, and I hope you don't get any scratches.
Thank you so much. Oh, it's so nice speaking with Riyadh, broadcaster and mental health advocate and cat dad to Claire the cat, which is a very funny name for a cat. It's brilliant. I love that. You're listening to BBC Radio Norfolk. It is 11:15. We should get you the latest travel news. If you've got any messages that you'd like to send on what we were just talking about with Riyadh, perhaps you are part of the LGBTQ plus community and you've found great solace and comfort from your pets, in particular the sort of lack of judgment that you get from your furry friends, and do get in touch with us. Send us a picture of them as well. I'd love to see that. 08000 321 333. Just start your message with the word Norfolk. Can anyone beat Claire the cat? We have got a Maureen the greyhound coming up very soon, so I think that might just pivot to the post. I don't 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 just pivot to the